So there are a lot of reasons why people are choosing to postpone their retirements in 2022. If you think about it, the stock market is down between 20 and 25% depending on what you're invested in for this year. So if you retired in December of 21 thinking you're about to retire, and then you start to take withdrawals from your account and the market takes a downward spiral of 20 to 25%, you have 1/4 less in your balance that's supposed to last for 30 to 35 years. That scared a lot of people. So a lot of people have pulled back. You know, inflation is up, prices of everything is up, and so people, it's estimated that about 60% of all Americans who are nearing retirement have decided that they're going to delay their retirement. And some of them are going into what I call a hybrid retirement. They're going to work part-time instead of go to fully retired. They're going to maybe do 20 to 30 hours at work, or maybe they do retire from their current job, but then they pick up part-time work somewhere. So there's been a lot of different things that's influenced that. There's 4 or 5 different things that you can do to make sure that you're prepared for retirement, even in the midst of a recession. A lot of people, they have no choice. Health will cause you to retire immediately, moving and some changes in your family. So we want to follow 4 or 5 guidelines that'll help you be prepared for retirement. Number 1, maximize your savings. Now I know a lot of times we'll refer to a retirement planning chart, and we can put this up on the screen, but here's the thing, in 2022, if you have a 401k, you can contribute all the way up to $20,500. And so you want to maximize your savings. A lot of times in a recession, people will think, well, that's the first thing to go. I want to pull back and not invest as much. But remember, the market's down. It is a great buying opportunity. That's where the phrase buy low, sell high comes from. You're buying in at a low opportunity. So maximize that. Now, if you're above the age of 50, there's actually an increased contribution. You can add an additional $6,500 into the $20,500. So make sure you're working with a good chart, whether you have a 401k, maybe an SEP IRA if you're self-employed, or a simple IRA. It could be a Roth IRA. There's so many different choices. But work with a financial professional, or make sure you have access to the charts that show you what your maximum contribution limits are, and hit those contribution limits, especially if you're getting a match from someone. Second thing is, use a specific retirement plan. Now, I know this is a lot of words, but I'm a retirement income certified professional through the American College of Financial Services. And so when you're working with a professional, they have a very specific way that they want to go about helping you reach your goals, and it's almost always going to involve a written plan, writing out what your goals are, what your time horizon is, and this is going to include things like tax planning, okay? It's going to have some recession-proof stuff in it too, so it's going to protect you from things like that. Make sure you're working with a qualified professional, make sure that you have a written plan, and make sure that it includes tax planning. The third thing would be using Social Security wisely. Now, I personally feel like this is one of the most unfocused on parts of retirement planning. People just kind of phase over it, and they hear the term or the age, at 62 I can retire, and that's what they do. They know when they turn 62, if they can just make it to 62, then they can trigger their Social Security and be done. But here's the thing, you can delay your Social Security all the way out to age 70. And not a lot of people do that, very few in fact, but if you did choose to delay from 62 all the way to age 70, that is a 76% increase in your lifetime pay. That is a huge, that is a huge benefit. So you have to, working with a professional who can show you that, what is the best choice for you? You can trigger at 62, and that may help in your retirement income plan, but you have taken a permanently reduced benefit, and you can't change that once that's been in place for 12 months. So make sure that you're confident in what you're doing there. I work with a couple of different Social Security planning experts. Heather Schreiber, she's nationally known. I've interviewed her several times. I'm also in a network with Elaine Floyd, who's a certified financial planner, and she has a neat website called Savvy Social Security. And make sure you're working with someone who knows Social Security inside and out. It's one of the key components. It provides more than 50% of retirement income for more than 50% of all retirees, so it's a big deal. The fourth thing is saving for health care. Now, this is something that gets overlooked also. When people get to retirement age, they go on Medicare and they don't have any other plan for health care. But it's currently estimated that 70% of all retirees are going to need some form of long-term care. That if you're married, that means what, one and a half of you, you're going to need time in a long-term care facility, maybe a rehab facility. You fall and break a hip or slip on the ice, or you have surgery, a shoulder or a knee. And if you don't have anything set in place and saving for that health care, it can devastate you financially. So making sure that you have something specific set up. That could be a specific type of life insurance policy that's got chronic illness and critical illness benefits on it. It could be a traditional long-term care policy, or it could just be a savings account that you have designated for healthcare emergencies, but make sure that you plan for that. And then finally, consulting a financial professional. In almost every area of life, we talk to a professional. When we want to insure our home, we go talk to a P&C insurance agent. We want to make sure we've got coverage on our house. We want to make sure we've got coverage on our cars and our boats. If we have a health issue, we consult a doctor. If we want to get in shape, we go talk to someone who is certified to take care of us physically, and we go to a gym. Sometimes we ignore our finances. We just decide to try to do things on our own. But it's really important to go to a financial professional and make sure that you have someone that's certified, especially in the area of retirement income. You're going to be in a whole lot better shape long term. So as you plan for retirement, make sure you're maximizing your savings. You're using a written retirement plan. You use your Social Security and make that choice wisely. You can only make it once. Make sure that you have savings for your health care, and make sure that you're working with a qualified financial professional.